That time it worked, I think. So I think we're live this time. Don't know if we were live last time. Welcome to my live. I will be here shortly. Bing. Same thing though. Still not letting me bring up other stuff. Huh. Oh, look at you. So, what am I doing today? For a little bit, we are going to do a little paint. I feel like I'm being redundant because I said this when I was trying to go live last time. I baked this guy this morning. He's going to get some levels of red added to him with the sponge. So I'm going to tap it on with the sponge and wipe off with another sponge. Going to do that method. Uh, let's share a link, shall we? I'm just going to share some things on. Oh, we'll see if stuff starts to work like it's supposed to. All right. Finally, it's weird. It almost takes 3 minutes for an open studio to work. It's weird. Still didn't see where I can auto populate a first comment. Matt, what are you gonna do? Dun, da, 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 dee, dum. And one more spot, and then we'll have at it. All right, let's get rid of our nonsense on the screen. Here we go. All right, so let's see. Do we need to change this a little bit? Let's see. Oh, I'm going to use this. So let's see how that looks. Probably didn't need to turn that up here. Next week actually might be a little longer than that. I don't think part that I ordered is going to be in. So we're going to do some reds to this, and then we're going to work on this guy over here. Then I do have some other models I want to do. So I got an old sponge. It's very dried out. This is what I'm going to use to add warmth to the flesh. I'm going to soak it in water. Oops, dropped it. One sponge. So I don't remember where I picked this up from, but I think I saw somebody do something similar to this method. And I kind of took it as my own, or bastardized it and changed it a tiny bit. But so basically, we're going to apply paint with the sponge. We're going to dab it on, and we're going to dab it off. And a little bit of that paint is going to be stuck on the model. I'm going to do layers. So I'll probably do like 3 or 4 applications to the lips because I want that to be a darker red. But everything else will probably just get one application. Let's see here. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to do bark on this guy today. We'll see. First, let's do flesh tones on this guy. So I need to get some red in here. So I'm going to start off, so I get myself back into a rhythm, by just doing the bottom of the earlobe. I have this kind of wide, but that's all right. So my method, I dip it in my paint and then take most of it off. And then tap some on. And then push it around a little. And you get a tiny bit, where am I at? Tiny bit that stays behind, and you can already tell. Look at that ear. Look at that ear. You can see the little warmth that starts to show up. So we'll do the same thing over here. We'll just do a couple of taps. And then we'll take this, tap, 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 and then we're gonna brush it off. Probably do, here, I don't think I did the ear. We're gonna do a little second treatment on that ear. And the tip. And let's see here, let's do the brow a little bit. See how the brow starts to take on a little color. Let me do that a little second time. And we'll do the same thing with the nose. We're gonna tap on the side. Oop, I got a lot on that one. And after I do this and it's dried, I'll do a little bit of a burn umber wash on it. So we're gonna do these cheeks. Oop, did a lot on that one. We're gonna do a little bit up here. And pull it toward the top. Let's see if I can change the color on this. So you can see the top, it's got some pink. And now we're going to do a little on his chin, and then we'll do the lips. We'll do a little bit back of the head too. I'm going to do a little bit of a circle like that. I'm going to do the same thing and push it up toward the top. And while we're at it, we need to do that part of the ear. So then we're going to also drag that toward the tip. How's that looking? Now we're going to do the lips. We're just going to dab on the red all the way across and wipe it away. We'll probably do this. We'll see what 3 times does. This one I want to be darker than the rest of the warmth. If I wanted to make him look embarrassed or flush, could do more layers on the cheeks and stuff like that. It's looking pretty good. I should have done it before and after a photo, but I didn't. And I think this will be the last one. There. Let's see. See if my phone gets a good photo. We've got part of the sponge stuck there. Let's try a flash. There we go. All right. Maybe we'll do a side. Other thing you can do with this, what did I do with the other sponge? If you think you've put too much in one spot, before it dries, you can add a little water to the sponge and make some of it go away. You might have already sat for a little too long, but I got a little bit off. See here, looks like some red. There's a little too much red. All right. He looks good. Let's put him back out of the way. I was going to be sculpting a little tiny critter. Similar to this, about the size of this dragon. I was going to do something. But I think we'll work on this so we can get this done. I did a little more work around the studio too this morning. I found this head yesterday that I had sculpted, and I gave him a metal spray paint finish. And I glued him to a pendant. I had sculpted it to fit into a pendant, but I hadn't done anything with it. So now I'm going to go dip this in the dunk tank. Not now, but a little bit. All right, let's move him out of the way. So this guy needs some slight tweaking. Let's move the paint out of the way. Maybe I'll do a 1 hour face on the pendant and give it away. Not now. Next weekend. I don't think we got anything going on next weekend. Next Friday, Jen's got a show, but. Alright, let's dig some tools out. I took these upstairs. I was going to sculpt up there, but then I thought, yeah, I'm not going to sculpt. So I brought my tools back down, and I thought I'd do a quick live to make myself paint that face, and I'll do some sculpting. I don't have a lot to do, but here's these faces from yesterday also, after the mineral spirits have dried, completely evaporated off of the model. So there's that one. That was the first face that I did 2 weeks ago. 3 now, maybe. And here's the other face that I had just finished. He's supposed to be looking like he's kind of waking up. Not drunk, but I guess both can work. So we got those basically done and out of the way. I'd like to get this guy close to done. Oh, yeah. I took Dayquil yesterday. It didn't do anything for me. So I did put some material in the eye here and here yesterday. This guy's gonna need eyelids. Still trying to, I think I need to put something here and a little bit of material here. Let's do that. I think today we're just going to do an hour. Maybe I will do a little upstairs. Oh, I knocked him. I gotta fix his ear. He got knocked around. Let's see. That's not bad. A little bit of material there. Right there. Maybe I should put some music on. It'll entertain me. All right. That's good. Taking some material away to make it match the other eye a little better. All right. Ease up a little bit. The eye hook is basically centered in a cab, meaning, let's see, meaning the pupil would be there. So if I make that looking down, it means the eye would be a little like that. So I need these to be up a little higher. That's not bad. All right. I guess I'll keep doing these by myself for a little while until they start getting shared to people on YouTube and people randomly click and find me riveting. Excuse me. All right. Do that. Just slightly tweaking the layout of stuff. That's not bad. the only person that paints or draws, and as they do it, they go, that'll work, to themselves out loud. Oh, right. Hi. It would be nicer when I repair this, or do a 2.0 design on this. I'll be able to move the cameras around individually a lot easier. So if I wanted to bring it in and show something a little tighter, and it'd be easier to do that. All right, now what are we doing here? I think I'm pretty okay with what we got going on. If I wanted to, I could just start smoothing out. And then I can do a little texturing. Still trying to decide on the size of the nose on this guy. I do like this face better than the other monster clay one I did. I have him, well, obviously better than the one that I destroyed to make this one. But I have another one, I know I've showed it before, but people might not have watched those videos if they watch this video. This face. I got this guy. I was going to do, I still might, silicone casting. And the eyes will get inserted into the silicone casting. That's the plan. I don't know. I look that way. The camera's this way. I'm just used to looking that way. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I like this one. The other one, this guy, there's probably photos of it on my Facebook. But it didn't do anything for me. It was, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It just didn't do it for me. And there are plenty of times where I just don't dig something that I did, but then I keep it around and keep it, and it finds a home. Many times I've taken things to a show that ended up being a one of a kind that somebody saw, and it called to them. They wanted it. It went, and it went quick. That's even my not one of a kinds. They're all hand painted, and I could try and replicate. Like I do dragons for Ravenwood Castle, and I do my dragon keepers, which are like the little dice things. Here, pardon my chin and earlobe. Ugh. Like this guy. He's meant to hold a set of dice while you're doing your RPG, and I don't have a full set, but you can hold a full set. Or you can roll your die. Oh, that one's lost forever on the floor. You roll your die into them. I have base colors that I use. But then there are times where I do other ones that the paint job it's not going to get replicated. Because I did a weird experiment. When I do, I'm trying to find the die. When I do things for Ravenwood Castle, I basically use the method I paint my dragon keepers. uh, I do a base paint job, and then I do a dry brush over top with some metallic paints. I have a whole bunch of these cool uh, metallic colors that uh, Artsia, Artisa, and you tell me. Um, but I have a whole bunch of cool colors that I basically do a slight water this down a little bit, and I do a brush over top, and then I wipe it off, and it sticks into all the nooks and crannies, and does a cool paint job. Um, what I'm saying is, even my castings are, hand finished. So some of them will look very similar, but they are all still hand painted and hand finished, so they're slightly different than their brothers and sisters. I'm just doing a little more flattening of material and lines, and then I'm gonna go over this, I think, with the texture ball and I don't remember what she called these, but they're little texture wands or something. But they're very cool. I've enjoyed the ones that I've been using a little bit. We didn't have anything like that when I was a kid. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with this face when I textured him. I don't remember when I textured him last week. I don't think I textured him yesterday before I baked him. I think he's been done for a couple of days. So I think I did him last week. I'm going to go and do various layers of texturing. Kind of like I did with the baby faces yesterday. Yeah, basically the same, not kind of. Not kind of, the same. So, let's see here. And then after I texture, I think we'll do the eyelids and that. We'll put some eyelids on here. This is also going to be a red hat goblin, but I don't think I'm going to make this one look angry. I think I'm just going to give him a normal expression. So, this is a little different on that side. All right. Let's see here. What do we have here? What do we have? Texture balls. I think we'll go around him. We'll use that too. We've got like a broken wheel somewhere. Where'd the little wheel that I cut go? It was in here. Push it in the back. Yeah, what do we got got here? No. Yes, I think it's these two that I've been using and enjoying. This one's really creepy and cool. Maybe I should find a use for it on an art towel. Actually, maybe I will. This is a very cool texture too, but this one is, where'd it go? This one makes it look like it's bubbled. It's kind of cool. Maybe I'll do a face just to do a weird texture on. What did I do with it? Just discarded it. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Not gonna do it with this guy, but all right. So let's get rid of you. Maybe we'll do a model with you in a little bit. We'll do a quick sculpt and see if we're happy with the results. At shows this year, I have a friend, Hrothgar's Horde. He's a woodworker. Check out his stuff. He does lots of cool stuff. But he had a box that I saw when I was at a show with him at the Ohio Renaissance Festival last summer. Or is it the end of, is it fall? Anyway, last year. He had this box like with a devil's face on the front, and I don't remember what his cost was, but you basically reached your hand into the box and pulled out a pulled something out for, you know, like $5. So I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to do a dragon cave, which maybe I will cut this short at an hour, and I'll start working on my dragon cave. So same concept. You're going to stick your hand into this box, grab a egg, which I still don't have any eggs, but they're going to be like Easter eggs, either metallic-y Easter egg. And inside is going to be a little item. So like this guy, a little dragon about this size. It's not going to be painted. This is a solid resin casting done with mica powders. So that's what they're going to be. So that I can, you know, accept the value, the cost that I'm charging. So I wanted to come up with a couple other models. I have 2 other dragon designs, but they have their wings open. So I don't think they're going to fit in an Easter egg, but maybe I should buy eggs before I start doing models. Although I could do other models and have other designs inside the eggs. I also will gonna have a motion sensor. Hi, Stefan. Thanks for letting me know you're out there and it popped up in your feed. One of my dogs is just not happy. So yeah, you're gonna put your hand in there. I got a little motion sensor that's gonna go off and make like a dragon scream or a dragon growl or something. I think it might be able to play multiple MP3s. I don't have the hardware yet. It's on order. So when you put the hand into the hole, into the dragon cave to pick your egg, it'll make a little scary sound. It's really for kids. But, you know, I'm an adult and I still would think it's cool. So that's a playing stand. All right, let's do some textures on this. We're going to do various layers. First, we're going to do wrinkles. So kind of like I have on this guy, got some forehead wrinkles, little creases around the ear, got a couple of creases back here. So We're going to do that with the plastic wrap method. The plastic wrap method lessens the sharpness of the lines. So actually, I think we can do a couple farther out too. It's don't remember where I saw somebody doing this, but it's another thing I kind of stole. I mean, if you see, I'm going to smooth this out a little bit before I do that. If you see somebody, sculpting, watch somebody sculpting or look at a tutorial on here or wherever, I recommend watching lots of people do things because you can pick up their method and you can convert it to your method or just use their method. But this was somebody else's method I saw a good number of years ago where they just dulled the sharpness. So when I say it, let me do a demo. Like if I draw that line like that with that amount of pressure, you get that line. You put the piece of plastic in, same amount of pressure. Don't know if you can tell, but like these little pieces of clay that are kind of like here from my first line don't really exist with this one. It makes the edge smoother. It's really a clever idea. So we're going to hide those two lines. All right, and we're going to do a couple of curved lines on the back of the head. And then we'll smooth them out a little bit. Let's see, what else can we do here? Just adding some skin wrinkles, a couple places. That's not bad. And same thing with other texturing. I don't use it with the texture balls because of the method, but of the way those texture balls work. But if I were to use this, it's just like a little skin pore puncher. Makes good skin pores. Same thing with this. This is another tool I found from somebody from YK Studio. I really don't use it on art dolls because it's more sized for person. It's like a life-size hand pour. So I really don't use it on art dolls because it's not the right size hole or whatever. But I do use these. These are sphere makers from, I think, Epoxy Sculpt. No. Super Sculpey. These are just a Super Sculpey tool. But I use the other end on dolls to kind of make some bigger pore holes or whatnot on the. And I do also use them on bigger faces. It's really just as I add other textures, these dots that I'm making will kind of disappear a little bit. underneath other textures. And that one was hard. That was a bleeder. All right. I think we're gonna move on to so I kind of just put in some random holes here. Let's put a couple of random dots over here too. Then we got, I think I'm gonna use, there's this one almost, I have to look it up. Where'd it go? Is this the right one? This is it. I think she really was going for like a skin texture on this one. It really, I'm just gonna roll this around in various places. Again, I'm gonna use another tool over top of this, so some of this is gonna get wiped out. Oh, and the other thing I'm noticing as I use this tool more, to follow the flow better. Sometimes I'll go like I just did a moment ago. I went that way, but then that changes the flow of the wrinkle that this is making. So I want to make sure I stay in the same direction. Otherwise, it kind of looks a little weird. I'm going to roll this down the back of the ear. This is a neat little tool. Same thing here. Switch the sides. Like that. That's not bad. And we'll just do that. All right. This chair has been making my back hurt. That's what happens. When you have horrible posture. And then, let's see here, do some taps around the lips. The other thing I'm going to use is my sandpaper wheel. So we're going to do that over top of what we just did. We're also going to use the edge to kind of go where we use the tool, the sculpting tool a little earlier when we did our wrinkles. This is I just started to kind of experiment with this, and it actually kind of works. All right. After we do this sandpaper wheel, I'm going to do another layer of texture, but that one we're going to kind of do sparsely. It's just going to add some weird spots. All right. And when I got smaller models, that is where I will use the part of a sanding wheel, which is what I was looking for earlier, but I did not find. Could have swore I just had it. Sitting right here. Oh, I did. I basically just split open a sanding wheel, sanding disc, so that I could get a part of it and be able to tap into smaller places that I necessarily couldn't reach by rolling. But I think we got a good combo of textures going on right now. This is the texture ball. This is these are came from the same place as the skin pores. Different than these. I wish she would have put her name on the handle somehow. I'm thinking about it. I'll have to get her name so that I can pop it up on screen or something. So this is not the tool I want to use. Although, I think I might have to buy replacement ones of these eventually. This one's also more rock-like. It's this one that I kind of... I'll use this for doing a dragon skin. But on a model like this, I can just roll it in a couple of places and it'll just add a little interest. Makes the model have a little weird added skin pattern going on in places. So that's good. That's good. All right, I think I'm digging what I was doing. Now I need to do some lip lines, like little lines that we have in our lips. They also show up more as we get older, but I usually will also use the plastic for these. All right. Some dull little lines right there. Now let's try and add some eyelids. Let's see here. We got that one that we want. And this one. Whoa. And we'll place that there. And smush it up. A little eyelid. Do the same thing with this one. Yep, let me hit mute on this thing for a moment. All right, I'll be all right, I'm back. I'm gonna hit my 1 hour point and end this. Let me just finish putting his little eyelid in here. And get that out of there. And do the same thing. We're just going to push this material up. And then we'll see what we need to change to make our eyelids match. They're pretty close. I can see that this here is higher. And this is a little lower. So we can push that down. I think he's at about 95% now. So we're going to call it here. I'm going to probably work on my little dragon cave in a little bit. So I'm not going to do live with that. All right. Thanks. Again, if somebody made it all the way to the end here, watching this later, I do have a link to my Ko-Fi if anybody would like to make a donation for project builds and such. Would be highly appreciated. If not, watch all my content. Enjoy it. All right. Have yourselves a lovely rest of whatever you have left in your day. And then I guess have a good tomorrow. I'm gonna go.